window coverings with over 40,000 five-star reviews. Shop Blinds.com and save 45% off selected products. 45% off selected products at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Test 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2.
I got to tell you guys about the Salem News Channel. I mean, you do not want to miss the opportunity to watch me live on the Salem News Channel. First hour syndicated. You can watch all of the other hosts who are incredible hosts. I often like to go down the list and tell you about everybody because maybe you're an identified person or maybe you can look this up on your own. I'm going to start with Will Cow because I think he's on like right around the time that I'm on. I always miss his name, even though he's an incredible guy and I met him, smoked cigars with him, everything. But you go down the list, you have Hugh Hewitt, you have Mike Gallagher, you have Sebastian Gorka, you have, let's see, who else is on there? Charlie Kirk, Dennis Prager. I mean, can you believe Dennis Prager? I would recommend everybody at least give an opportunity to listen to Dennis Prager, one of the most brilliant men that I've ever met. Continue to going down to Nestor Souza is also, and Eric Metaxas is also the host on the Salem News Channel. So go on the Salem News Channel, check it out. You will be delighted. SalemNewsChannel.com or download the app on your iPhone or Android or the Roku. All right, let's get back to the Trump. I think this is going to be a bad move for Democrats if it turns into a nothing burger. Because people are already skeptical of what the Democrats have done. They think this is political. No president in the history of our country has ever been indicted for something like this. And so if they indict Trump and it's a nothing burger, means he gets off or whatever, his popularity is going to go off the roof. People are going to support him like never before. And I think he will win the presidency easy if they indict him and nothing, is no substance there. And then, Ron DeSantis to stay out of the race, let Donald Trump come through with the home run and be done with. Now, if somehow Donald Trump gets prison time for this, then I think it's going to go downhill from there. If somehow they can retain substance, it's going to go downhill from there. I'll give you two scenarios. One scenario is that the diehard Trump people don't care what he done. Right or wrong, legal or illegal, you're going to have people that support him no matter what. I mean, he can literally kill somebody, and people can watch him kill somebody, an innocent person, and people that are diehard Trump supporters will support him from cradle to the grave. Then there's the people who are saying, look, I don't think he's a viable candidate to win. I'm going to have to move on. And I'm not saying either one of those are right or wrong. I'm just giving you an illustration of how people operate and the factions of people that I think are going to be turned off. And then, of course, the far left lunatics and some of the Democrat moderate people are going to have an excuse to say, I don't have to battle with my friends anymore. I don't have to argue with my in-laws. I'm just going to go ahead and acquiesce and say, okay, you were right, Trump is bad, and I can go on and live a normal life without getting bludgeoned until the next time. So those scenarios, I think, could make an incredible impact. But I'm just incredibly frustrated that we allowed them to do this to us, because we should have been putting him in jail a long time ago. We knew Barack Obama was a crook. We knew Hillary was a crook. We knew Biden was a crook. And the funny thing is that while we talk about Hunter Biden, now that Biden is running for president, when he was the vice president doing all this dirt, why didn't we indict and impeach none of these people? Joe Biden did a quid pro quo on national TV in front of the world. There's a clip of it. It'll take us a little bit to find it, but there's a clip of it in Ukraine for loan guarantees. He wanted the Ukrainian government to fire a certain attorney, and if they didn't fire him, he was going to withhold loan guarantees of $1 billion to the Ukrainian government. And if they fired him, he'd give them the money. That's a quid pro quo. That's pay to play. That's, hey, you need to do this. And come to find out that the prosecutor, the attorney, was investigating his son in Burisma. So you got a vice president that's telling the Ukrainian government, if you don't fire this guy who happened to be investigating his son, then we won't give you $1 billion of loan guarantee. And he said, hey, you got between this time to give me an answer. And the guy came back and said, okay, we'll fire him. And then they end up getting the loan guarantees. That is a quid pro quo. As sure as the noonday sun. It's on records, on television. Nobody said anything. Barack Obama caught on a hot mic. Hey, when I get in the office, I'll be able to have more latitude. You're negotiating with a person and saying, hey, when I get in the office, I can make deals with you. That to me, that's a quid pro quo. That's a pay to play. Like, I'll do this for you when I get in the office. Because I can't do it here because it's probably not expedient or necessary to do it. But when I get power, I'll be able to do some stuff for you. I'll be able to hook you up, hot mic. But this whole thing is interesting. And I'm interested to hear from you guys, 844-900-7243, 844-900-7243. So call in. We'll talk about it. Unless callers begin to come in heavily for the Donald Trump conversation, I'm going to move back to the Nashville shooter and the manifesto that's supposed to be released after FBI review. I'm interested to see what's in that. Let me tell you guys about Relief Factor. If you're looking for a solution to aches and pains, if you're looking for a supplement that works, Relief Factor is your supplement. I take Relief Factor every single day, and it works incredibly well for me. And everybody that I know, I encourage them to take Relief Factor. And one thing that I'll say about Relief Factor, if you're considering, if you have another company that you use, whatever, go with the conservatives. Go with people who actually believe in your cause, believe in your mission. I sat down with dinner with the people at the company, and they were incredible. They were incredible. Relief Factor CEO blew my mind. It just completely blew my mind. His story was absolutely out of control and inspiring and all of those things. That's why I love working with them, and that's why I support them in the supplements work. So go to ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, get started with the 3-week quick starter, or call the number 800-4-RELIEF.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I've actually been in fitness for a long time. I just thought, well, you know what? I'm a little tired during the day. And that was one of the main things I was having. It's like, oh, man, I'm just give this a shot. And so I started the Balance of Nature, and I didn't really feel a lot for a couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden I had energy. And so for me, I was like, oh, my gosh, it took that kind of tiredness away. So now I don't feel that. So that is huge. And so I was just like, I cannot take this tiredness, but now it's gone. So yeah, I love the Balance of Nature for that.
Start your journey to better health with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code Brandon.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 888-SHARE-19. That's 888-SHARE-19. 888-SHARE-19.
This is the Officer Tatum Show on the Salem News Channel, on the Salem Podcast Network, and right here, right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. I'm so excited to be on the radio today. You know, it's funny. I'm on the radio during a lot of historic events with the 2020 election. Well, I went on during the 2020 election, but the midterms, the 2024 election, all of these things, the first indictment of a president, all of these things are very interesting. I want to tell you about the real Anthony Fauci movie that's out right now on salemnow.com. You guys have to go and see it. If you want to know the truth about Anthony Fauci's involvement in the AIDS epidemic and also the COVID-19 epidemic, if you think he messed up in COVID-19, he really screwed up in the AIDS epidemic, and it's quite apparent. So the way our systems in this country are working and the way he has manipulated himself into probably being a part of two major pandemic, epidemic, death toll situations in our country, you want to go check it out and learn more at salemnow.com. Salemnow.com, go watch the real Anthony Fauci. All right, let me continue down this conversation I was having. If people call in, I'll talk about Trump again, but you know, I think it's quite ironic that they're trying to do this to Trump. I hope it backfire. I was listening to Don Jr. in the break, his son, and his thoughts on the indictment. It's such a witch hunt, in my opinion. Even if he did it, I think it's still a witch hunt. The Nashville shooters manifesto. Now, they haven't released the manifesto yet, but it supposedly is going to be reviewed by the FBI, and then the manifesto would be released. I don't. This is the thing that I often wonder is that I'm wondering, why do our country glorify shooters? You know, I know you can make money by popularizing it, right? It's clickbaity. But like, one thing that I do is I never say the name of these shooters because I don't want their name to become popular. I don't want to show pictures of them because this is why they do it. You think a copycat is not going to look at this and be like, oh, that's great. If I kill enough kids, I'm going to get some clout. This is what they're thinking. That's why the little transgender girl, that's why she didn't go to the grocery store. Because there could be a possibility she may be met with fire. And there's no clout in killing adults compared to children. And they know that when she do it, everybody's going to read her manifesto. It's a marketing strategy for lunatics. And I wish that our country would gravitate to understanding that. Like, let's stop popularizing these people who shoot. We shouldn't release a picture. The news should not release a picture or the person's name. You shouldn't even have any clue of what this person looks like, unless you somehow was victimized and you go to trial and give impact statements to, you know, whatever it is. We should never even know who these people are. We should intentionally not give them fame. But what do? We got the girl name up there. We got the picture. I'm seeing the girl name all over social media. And think about this for a minute. She has a manifesto. She wants people to read her manifesto. She is awkward and weird as she is, or was. Let me make sure that's correct. As awkward as she was, ain't nobody reading that. She may be like 15 people. She could post that on social media. She get 15 people reading it. If she now becomes the top story of the nation, there's going to be hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people reading her manifesto. I mean, this is the thing, and she get to write whatever googly stuff she want to put in there, and she know that the lamestream media is going to run with it. She write in there that her Christian family bullied her and did all this stuff. There's no rebuttal to it. They're going to read it, and it's going to frame the conversation moving forward with no verification. But I'm interested in to read the manifesto myself, but I could go without reading it if it meant, you know, not perpetuating, hero status for these people. Because there's other little emo nuts out there that are just salivating and worshiping the exposure that these people get when they shoot up a school. Another article says that the Nashville shooter was undergoing counseling with school pastor whose daughter she killed. Oh, my God. That's crazy. It says one of the 6 victims killed by Nashville shooter, they put her name in there again, was the daughter of a pastor who was providing counseling for her. Something didn't sit right with her, Jim Bachman said, the former pastor at the Covenant School, which Blank stormed on Monday, killing 6 people. Bachman described how Covenant pastor Chad Scruggs, whose 9-year-old daughter, Haley, was amongst the people who were killed. Transgender Blank arrived at the school at 9:54 a.m. and blasted her way through the doors and carried out a 14-minute killing spree that left 3 school children and 2 staff dead. And then she was end up getting smoked like a brisket by the police department. Shout out to them. Bachman said in the Inside Edition that this dummy appeared to be searching for Scruggs in the surveillance footage police have since released. The video showed a heavily armed person. If she had found Chad, if she had tried to kill him, maybe she would have left the daughter alone. And I just wonder. I wonder what the man said to her, right? I wonder what he said to her. And as crazy as these people are, it may not have been nothing. She may have not liked the fact that he's like, God wants you to be the best version of yourself, and that's not you imitating being a little boy. Looked like she was a cute little girl at one point, and then she turned into I don't even know if that's the right word to say on the radio, so I'm not going to say it. But my uncle used to call it a certain name for people like that, and nowadays, who knows, it's probably offensive. All right, let me bring in a caller that's calling in, 844-900-7243. 844-900-7243. Well, hold on a second. I only got 40 seconds. I'll bring the caller in after we get to the break because I don't want you to not be able to articulate your full point. But, I find it to be very interesting to see what was the conversation with the counselor and how did he end up getting his daughter killed, or how she ended up wanting to kill him and his daughter. I wonder, was there some funneling going on? Who knows? Pastors ain't perfect. These people could have been touching her the wrong way, and maybe that comes out in the manifesto, and she came back for a vengeance. But anyway, before I go to the break, I want to tell you guys about, and I'm excited to announce to you guys, Tatum Store. I have my own store on e-commerce store with the coldest merch in the game. We source all our stuff, produce it right here in the United States of America, and our prominent item that we have available right now is the backed by popular demand. And so the people that are watching, you can see I have it on right now. It's literally the coldest item, and we're struggling to keep it in stock. So if you're interested in getting good quality products that are made right here in the United States of America, Scottsdale, right underneath me, then you go to the TatumStore.com. It's TatumStore.com. You put in code TatumShow20, you will get 20% off your order. So TatumShow20 at TatumStore.com. Hoodies, mugs, hats, you name it, we got it. Hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.
The word is out. People are abandoning their overpriced wireless carriers and flocking to Pure Talk for the same 5G coverage, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family saves over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number, or get huge discounts on the latest iPhones and Androids. Right now, you can get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. Or if you still want unlimited data, you can get that and still save a fortune. So make the switch and get the same coverage as the big guys, but at half the price. Go to puretalk.com, type in your address to find the coverage at your home, then enter promo code HALF, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code HALF. Switch to Pure Talk and get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month, because Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless.
Inflation is pushing up the cost of just about everything: food, gas, clothing. But life insurance, which thanks to inflation you need now more than ever, actually costs less today than it did a few years ago. Now is the time to get the insurance you need at a price you can afford. Call SelectQuote now and we'll help you save more than 50% on term life insurance. In a hurry? Don't worry. With SelectQuote, you can get up to $2 million in instant, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's right. Get up to $2 million in instant, affordable same-day coverage with no medical exam in under an hour.
Call SelectQuote now at 1-800-507-2266. That's 1-800-507-2266. Or go to SelectQuote.com now and get up to $2 million in instant same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's 1-800-507-2266. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Gentlemen and ladies, welcome back to the Austin Tatum Show. Randy from Lafayette, California. Welcome to the Austin Tatum Show.
Austin Tatum.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for taking my call. I just want to say that I am a Trump supporter, and I have supported him. But I think him getting arrested is it sets a new precedence for other presidents to go under scrutiny and have to face the same, the same
fate.
Fate. That's a great word. Fate. Yeah. But, I think he has. If anybody's going to go be able to handle it, it's Trump, man. That guy's got alligator skin. And he's swimming in the cesspool of the swamp, and he's down for the fight, and I think that's a good thing because that puts all these other presidents on notice.
Yeah,
whether we get the Department of Justice back or not, I don't know, but
Randy, I think you make a pretty good point. I mean, unfortunately, Trump maybe had to fall on the sword for this to happen, but this is how y'all doing it? Y'all indicting presidents now? Former presidents? Okay. Yeah. As soon as we get power, we're going to start indicting people. I mean, which I think we should. I think that it was the good old boy system, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I think that's what was happening. It was like, okay, kind of off limits. Okay, campaign finance, you send them a fine, that'll be it. We don't treat our presidents like that. But now they taking the gloves off going after Trump, then why can't we go after them?
Yeah, and from what I understand, this whole thing happened, with Stormy Horseface was like 17 years ago, and the fact that she wanted another payday and had a slug of a lawyer that promoted that.
Right, I think. Yeah, Randy, thanks so much for the call. I think that Trump has a lot of leverage here, right? You got Stormy Daniels, who has no integrity. She even lost the lawsuit that she filed against Trump. I think it was some lawsuit that she filed. She ended up losing. Donald Trump won that lawsuit. She has zero integrity. I mean, try getting on the stand and convincing people you have integrity and getting for a living. And also, Avenatti, her lawyer, went to jail too. So y'all crooked as a mother. So I think that Trump has a pretty good foundation on holding up in court and probably having a good chance to win this, given the fecklessness of their attorney and representation, and Cohen's representation is supporting Trump right now anyway. Hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.
The word is out. People are abandoning their overpriced wireless carriers and flocking to Pure Talk for the same 5G coverage, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family saves over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number, or get huge discounts on the latest iPhones and Androids. Right now, you can get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. Or if you still want unlimited data, you can get that and still save a fortune. So make the switch and get the same coverage as the big guys, but at half the price. Go to puretalk.com, type in your address to find the coverage at your home, then enter promo code HALF, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code HALF. Switch to Pure Talk and get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month, because Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. In a stunning development, a new lawyer for Donald Trump says the former president will be indicted by a Manhattan grand jury over alleged hush money payments during his 2016 presidential campaign for an extramarital affair. Trump, who has denied any wrongdoing and has repeatedly attacked the investigation as politically motivated, was expected to surrender to authorities next week, according to a person familiar with the matter who was not authorized to discuss it, that remained under seal. The Democrat district attorney in Atlanta has for 2 years been investigating efforts by Trump and his allies to allegedly meddle in Georgia's 2020 vote count. And a U.S. Justice Department special counsel is investigating Trump's storage of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida and his efforts to reverse his election loss. A possible motive is being revealed for the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history, which occurred on the Las Vegas Strip in 2017. Correspondent Jackie Quinn reports.
The FBI has unveiled documents that say high-stakes gambler Stephen Paddock had been losing badly in Vegas gambling. And in the days before the October 1st, 2017 mass killing, he had lost tens of thousands of dollars and was upset about how casinos were treating him and other big rollers. In a shooting attack that lasted 10 minutes, he killed 60 people and wounded hundreds more from his corner suite on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort. He was 64 years old and killed himself that night, too. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Once again, our top story. President Trump's lawyers have said that he will be indicted by a Manhattan grand jury on charges related to alleged payment of hush money. More at townhall.com.
Inflation is pushing up the cost of just about everything: food, gas, clothing. But life insurance, which thanks to inflation you need now more than ever, actually costs less today than it did a few years ago. Now is the time to get the insurance you need at a price you can afford. Call SelectQuote now and we'll help you save more than 50% on term life insurance. In a hurry? Don't worry. With SelectQuote, you can get up to $2 million in instant, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's right. Get up to $2 million in instant, affordable same-day coverage with no medical exam in under an hour.
Call SelectQuote now at 1-800-507-2266. That's 1-800-507-2266. Or go to SelectQuote.com now and get up to $2 million in instant same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's 1-800-507-2266. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
A train derailment in Minnesota has prompted evacuations.
There's been another train derailment, this one about 100 miles west of Minneapolis, with a train hauling ethanol and corn syrup. Some trains caught fire in the early Thursday morning accident, and nearby residents were ordered to evacuate their homes. The BNSF train derailed in the town of Raymond. According to one official, homes in an area a half a mile around the site were evacuated, and residents were taken to a shelter in a nearby town. I'm Shelley Adler.
A Mexican court issued arrest orders for 6 people in relation to the fire that killed 39 migrants at a detention facility earlier this week in the border city of Ciudad Juarez. The federal prosecutor leading the investigation said the 6 included 3 officials from the National Immigration Institute. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. If you're thinking of buying a used car, now might be the right time. Correspondent Rita Foley reports.
Used vehicles had been edging toward getting affordable again. The average price dropped from an eye-popping $31,400 a year ago to just over $27,000 this month. But prices are creeping up again now. The supply of used vehicles is not keeping up with the robust demand, in part because those who want to buy new cars can't afford them, so there are fewer trade-ins on dealers' lots. Just in the past month, average list prices for used cars have shot up by about $700. I'm Rita Foley.
Floridians will be able to carry concealed guns without a permit under a bill the legislature is sending to Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. The Senate passed the bill Thursday on a 27-13 vote. DeSantis has said he will sign it. More on these stories at townhall.com.
It's March, and the basketball is pure madness at Bourbon and Barley's. The Final Four and Bourbon and Barley's are the perfect team. With 21 televisions, there's not a bad seat in the house. And of course, well, the food. It's over-the-top fabulous. Join News Talk 96.5 this Friday from 3 to 6 as we broadcast live from Bourbon and Barley's, University Drive in Jackson, across the street from Starbucks. Only on News Talk 96.5 FM and newstalk965.com.
Award-winning Watson's Cleaning Service specializes in commercial and residential cleaning. Watson's cleans huge commercial buildings, West Tennessee Agriculture and Education Center, the Federal Court Building in downtown Jackson. Watson's also specializes in residential cleaning services, stripping and waxing floors, buffing, pulling trash, sweeping and mopping, vacuuming, household cleaning, baseboards, walls, dishes, dusting and organizing. Call 731-293-3808. Family-owned and operated Watson's Cleaning Services, 293-3808.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
Hi, I'm Terica Smith, a local attorney and proud JMCSS graduate, but I'm also a JMCSS parent. We chose Jackson Madison County Schools for educational options that are innovative and challenging. Whether it's the Academic Academy at Northeast or early college and career opportunities at JCM Early College High, JMCSS offers classes and programs that will prepare my son for college and beyond. Plus, JMCSS is a Level 5 district and tuition free. It just makes sense.
Hi, I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. With an increased focus in the fine arts, athletics, workforce development, and early career opportunities for students, there's never been a better time to choose us. Tuition-free, Jackson-Madison County Schools. Visit jmcss.org today to schedule a tour or call 731-345-7011.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin now, 731-200-1362. Thursday brings more sunshine, with highs near 70. Mostly cloudy tonight, and a slight chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Breezy, lows in the mid-50s. Dustin Ring, Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin now, 731-200-1362. DustinBuys.com.
And dead naming Aiden is quite concerning. It's also concerning that I had to go to the Telegraph from UK to actually get Aiden's chosen name. It's upsetting that constantly it is she, her pronouns. That is incredibly frustrating because even though they did this horrible thing does not mean that we get to do those things. That's a boundary, and we can hold people accountable without being transphobic, even for some of the most horrendous things. So while you're watching this, also watch for transphobia because that's very clearly coming out.
Hey, Biggie Smalls, let me put this in perspective. So y'all can't see it, but a big nasty one was on there just talking stupid. Now think about this for a minute, because she finna get canceled. So isn't it ironic that they say that people are dead naming? Why are you dead shaming somebody? Somebody's dead shaming that lady because they're using the word dead in the context of explaining that little kid that got smoked like a brisket. These people are so nutty to me. You worry about transphobic and all this stuff. The person's official name wasn't Aiden anyway. That wasn't even a person's official name. They just randomly went by their name. It wasn't even official. How you calling somebody? That's like getting mad because people don't call somebody their nickname. Get out of here. You're dead naming somebody. No, that police officer dead named her, all right. That's what I saw on that video. 2 officers dead named, if you want to get nitty gritty. Now, I'm going to play another clip of another transgender. These people, man, I used to always wonder, like, man, how do you go to hell, man? Like, how do you end up in a place like that? And these people are like a perfect example of probably what you have to do to go to hell. Let me play this clip of this transgender fool. And I'm not saying all trans people are fools. Just this one is a fool. Talking about being a Christian and trans. Roll the clip. Clip 2. No, clip 1. It's clip 1.
I think children are only unsafe at drag shows when a shooter shows up to kill them.
That's right.
That's where the threat is. I would challenge anyone just to get to know trans people. We are a vibrant, diverse community, as diverse as anyone else. You know, I'm from the great state of Texas. I served in the military. I go to church every Sunday. My faith is very important to me. But God made me in her image. God made me transgender. And to see these people so cynically weaponize this and exploit these children's debts and their teachers' debts, it breaks my heart. I wonder what those families are thinking right now.
What do you feel when you have somebody like Michael Knowles say at CPAC, we need to eradicate transgenderism, and when somebody like Tucker Carlson says that transgender people are at war with Christians?
I can't see Christ in their words. That's for damn sure. I can't see where the biblical principles of loving your neighbor and walking the walk with Christ that they can see. I can't see what they're seeing right now because that's not of Christ. It's not.
Yeah.
You can't see Christ. You don't see Christ at all. You talking about you don't see Christ in what they saying. You don't see Christ at all. I don't know where in the Bible. Somebody on the radio help me. Where in the Bible is God referred to as a she? What Bible are you reading? First and foremost, God is a spirit, and them that worship him shall worship him in spirit and in truth. A lot of times the reason why Elohim is referred to in the masculine is because the way the language is. So there's a masculine and a feminine in the language. So the masculine terms that they use as pronouns for God is a masculine male pronoun. Now other pronouns are used to describe land and milk and honey and all kind of stuff, and it sometimes is used in the feminine, so they say her or she. But not one time in the Bible God is referred to as a her. And these people are dumb. That's why she made it up, because she ain't going to church nowhere. If you going to a church and they telling you that God made you a transgender, everybody probably going to hell in that church. You may want to get up out that church and go somewhere else. God didn't make you transgender. I believe God made you the way you are, and you decided to transition. God also, listen, somebody was like, I was born this way. Well, we all born into sin. That's why you're supposed to be, say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, born again. You are here to be born again. So if you say you born gay, well, be born again. If you say you born in the wrong body, well, be born again. It's no reason for you to be lying on God. Just go worship another religion. Why you got to lie on Jesus Christ of Nazareth and the Father in heaven? Quit lying on them. They ain't made you no transgender. What? So back when King David was alive, they made people transgender. You couldn't go take hormones back in Galilee. You went in Jerusalem. You weren't taking hormones and dressing with skirts on. You probably get stoned to death. There were no transgenders back then. And the Bible said, and it's very clear, you can go look it up for yourself right now, you can type it in. The Bible says men should not wear women's clothes and women should not dress as men. That's what the Bible says. So you right there, you ain't reading nowhere in the Bible. These people they actually make me mad when they do stuff like this, because calling God a her is stupid. Saying God made you a transgender is dumb. Let me not say dumb and stupid, because then it takes away from the argument. It is incorrect to say those things because they're not present anywhere in the Bible. And these people have to try to justify their sin. So let me walk us through this. So you said God made you a transgender. So God made you with gender dysphoria, is what you're saying. Okay. What about the pedophile? Did God make the pedophile? And for the pedophile to walk out with pedophilic thoughts and molesting children? Is that you saying God made that person too? Just because you were born a certain way don't mean you have to act on it. There can be plenty of people in their mind, they want to mess with little kids. You can think in your mind, pray about it, but you should not pursue that. Somebody may in their mind think about killing people. It don't, in your mind you may think of that. You probably need to seek some help, but that don't mean because you think it in your mind you have to pursue it. That's what we call consequences. Some man may want to cheat on his wife. He may see little Sally over there look better than his wife. Because his wife then bore 5 or 6 kids. Little Sally over there looking fresh. That don't mean you gotta do nothing with her. God made me this way. It's like these stupid gurus, these religious gurus, like the Warren Jeffs of the world and the Waco and all these other people. They always want to have sex with somebody else's wife and stuff, and claim that God told them to do that. The guy in Waco, I watched a documentary. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I forget his name, but the guy out there in Waco that ended up dying in that fire, and of course people say the FBI was involved. Koresh, that's his name. So David Koresh, that fool, I don't know how men fell for this. It's their own fault. David Koresh told the men of the cult